Hello, and welcome back to EcoWorld. It's really nice to see everybody again. And as you can probably guess from the title, today's video is a little bit different from my usual videos. Because usually, if you've seen my past two videos, you know that I talk about different issues like unsustainable farming or climate change, and I also talk about actions you can do in your day-to-day life. But today's video is going to be tips for conversations about sustainability. Maybe you've already been active for the environment for a long time and you like to talk about sustainability with your friends, family, and other people you know. If yes, then this video is perfect for you because I'll be discussing some tips. And if you're new to this movement for a more sustainable world, then this video is also perfect for you because I'll be encouraging you to talk to your friends and family about environmental protection. So let's dive into today's video, discussion tips for more environmental protection. Oh yeah, and just before that, let me tell you the reason that you should talk about sustainability with your friends and family. As the effects of climate change are now felt worldwide, and as biodiversity loss and as the effects of biodiversity loss are now also felt worldwide, it is more important than ever to act for a more sustainable world. Our beloved species are being extinct or endangered. And a lot of natural disasters are displacing communities. And also a lot of forests are being cut down, and a lot of oceans are being polluted. Therefore, we must act. And even through this dark time, there's always sunshine, just like today. So that's why you can be the bright light. You can help preserve the environment. Okay, like I've already told you the reason now. Maybe you're encouraged to talk with your friends and family about helping in the environment. So now I'll dive into the tips. I hope you enjoy this video. Tip numero uno. So tip number 1. You should find the person's interest and talk accordingly. So yes, first you can start with the effects of climate change, why tackling climate change and biodiversity loss is important, and after that you can move on to action ideas. And these action ideas should be related to the person's interests, so these action ideas sound appealing to them. So let's say a person is interested in music, art, or sports. If a person is interested in music, you can encourage them to make a song about climate protection or biodiversity protection. Maybe you can do a collab and make a YouTube video for a song about climate protection or biodiversity protection. That would be a really, really cool project. And maybe if a person is interested in art, you can make an art piece together or encourage her or him to make an art piece raising awareness about the destruction of nature and about, climate change. This may sound really, really appealing to them. And if a person is interested in sports, I know an app that plants trees for sports you do. So maybe you could search that up. And this may sound really, really appealing to the person, so the person is more likely to do something for the environment. And there are also some marathons for more climate protection or biodiversity protection. You can encourage them to go there, or maybe like a bicycle protest for more climate protection or more biodiversity protection. I remember I went to this protest with my dad so it was a peaceful protest on my bicycle against a highway extension. It was really, really fun with a lot of music, and there were so many people. This shows that many people are involved in the movement towards a more sustainable world. Maybe that may sound appealing to them. Then after that, tip numero dos. So tip number 2. You should talk positively. So yes, talking about the effects of climate change and biodiversity loss is more than important. But you should also talk about action ideas so the person does not feel hopeless or does not feel like powerless. Because we need positivity and optimism towards a more sustainable world. Because we can only change the world with being hopeful. So discuss some action ideas that I will be giving you at the end of the video. So I'll give you some action ideas that you can discuss with your friends, family, or like anybody you talk to about climate protection, so that you can make them feel hopeful and courageous instead of hopeless or powerless. So tip number 3. You should talk about the effects felt nearby. So by this I mean that it is good if you're talking about how the ice is melting in the Arctic or Antarctica and how the polar bears are being affected because of that. Well, yes, this may make a person feel bad for the polar bears, but you know what will make them feel even more responsible? If you talk about the effects that are felt nearby. So maybe this summer there were a lot of heat waves and it was also really hot over here. Or maybe there were a lot of floods or tsunamis that came because of climate change. Or maybe a forest was cut down for more paper production or palm oil, if you live in like a country where they grow palm oil. This may make them feel even more responsible. So yeah, these are pretty much the tips. I know this was pretty short, but if you have any other tips, you can comment them below. Now for the action ideas. The moment I've been waiting for. So firstly, you can encourage them to live a sustainable life. I mean, this may sound a little bit hard, but just encourage them to not do this overnight, because then it's fun for no one. You can encourage them to eat less meat or dairy or even be vegetarian or vegan. And you can also encourage them to eat organic. After that, you can encourage them to switch to solar panels or turn off their lights when they don't need them. And you can encourage them to do carpooling or go by bus or train, so public transport. Then is raising awareness. And by the way, I personally think, and I think I may be wrong, it is better to do at least a few things, because yes, it is good if you're going more by public transport than your personal car, but I think it would be better if you also raise awareness with somebody or do another worldwide scale action. Because I think that change can only be made when system changes there. Therefore, I don't think putting a focus on making your life a bit more sustainable should be there. I think there should be more of a focus in making worldwide change. But that's just my opinion. You can have a different opinion. So yeah, encourage them to raise awareness, and you can also do that on your own. So talk about maybe climate protection or biodiversity protection with your friends and family. And then you can also write to government officials to encourage them to make the world a little bit more sustainable. So this may be a really, really fun activity if you like writing. And you can also maybe even write a blog about sustainability. This is for people who like writing. Oh yeah, and another thing. I personally really like writing, so I do a lot of these things. You can also write to companies to encourage them to be more sustainable. I find this like a really, really fun project if it's really cold outside or snowing, maybe with the hot chocolate. And if you're interested in music and art, you can make an art piece from plastic that you used, and you can stick it up on your wall. I made that piece once. I'll show you a picture. Like, this is a picture of the thing I made. And then if you're interested in music, maybe you can even make a song about climate protection. This could be a really, really, really fun project for the cold days outside. And just like right now, when it's sunny, it's fun to get outside. So maybe you can do a cleanup walk with your walk. And I know this may sound a little bit disgusting, but with gloves and maybe with a trash picker, this may not be that disgusting. And remember to recycle the trash, because then the trash ends up in the ocean or in landfill, the place where we least need them to be. I would like to thank you for watching this video, and I hope these tips for communication about sustainability were helpful, and I hope these action ideas were also appealing. Please share this video with your friends and family to encourage them to make the world a better place. See you in my next video. Bye!